I am 81 years old, and in 8 decades of living, I have spoken thousands of truths. Some of those truths healed people. Some saved relationships. Some built trust that lasted generations. But there's one truth I told that cost me more than any lie ever could. One moment of brutal honesty in 1987 cost me 15 years of friendship, 15 years of partnership, and 15 years of shared life that never came back. I have replayed that conversation for 37 years, asking myself the same painful question over and over again. Was I right to tell the truth, or was I simply too early? Most people believe honesty is simple. You either lie or you tell the truth. But that belief is dangerously incomplete. The real question is not whether to be honest. The real question is when. Truth has a timeline, and when it is spoken before someone is ready to receive it, before the emotional ground is prepared, before understanding has a place to land, honesty does not earn respect. It earns resentment. Honesty without timing becomes damage disguised as virtue. In 1987, I was 36 years old. My best friend, whom I will call Richard, was about to make what I believe was the biggest mistake of his life. He was preparing to marry a woman who was not right for him. She was not cruel in obvious ways, and she was not immoral, but she was controlling. She slowly isolated him from his friends. She criticized the things that made him who he was. She needed him diminished so she could feel secure. I watched a confident, joyful man become quieter, smaller, and less himself with each passing month. Everyone noticed it. His family whispered concerns. Friends discussed it behind closed doors. But no one confronted him directly. They told themselves it was his life, his choice, and his lesson to learn. I told myself something different. I believed our friendship was strong enough to survive the truth. I believed love meant honesty, no matter the cost. 2 weeks before the wedding, I sat him down and told him everything. I spoke gently, but I spoke clearly. I told him I loved him like a brother. I told him I believed he was marrying out of fear of being alone, not because the relationship made him better. I told him I feared he would wake up years later and realize he had lost himself. I thought I was being brave. I thought I was being a good friend. I thought the truth would save him. Instead, he looked at me with an expression I had never seen before and said 5 words that have echoed in my memory ever since. "You don't know me anymore." He walked away, and that was the last real conversation we had for 15 years. The wedding happened without me. Not only was I uninvited from the ceremony, I was uninvited from his life. For a long time, I told myself I had done the right thing. I wore my honesty like a badge of honor. I told myself I was courageous while everyone else was cowardly. But beneath that pride lived a quiet, persistent regret. Slowly, painfully, I began to realize that I had not been brave. I had been arrogant. I had confused honesty with wisdom. I believed that because something was true, it deserved to be said. What I failed to understand was that truth without timing is not noble. It is noise. The cruelest part was that I was right. 5 years later, exactly as I predicted, Richard's marriage collapsed. He lost his confidence, his savings, and his sense of identity. And when he needed his best friend the most, I was gone. I had chosen being right over being present. I had chosen my truth over his readiness. It took 15 years for us to speak again. When we finally did, he said something that changed how I understand honesty forever. He told me I was not wrong about her. I was wrong about the timing. He said he had already been doubting everything, and when I forced him to choose between my truth and his decision, he defended his decision. Not because I was wrong, but because I had cornered him before he was ready to step out. That was when I finally understood that truth has a readiness requirement. People can only receive truth when they are emotionally prepared to integrate it. If you deliver it too early, before they have reached their own realizations, you are not helping them. You are relieving yourself. I spoke when I was ready to say it, not when he was ready to hear it. I treated honesty like a gift, when in reality it was a burden he was not equipped to carry. If I had waited, if I had stayed present and supportive, if I had allowed him to arrive at his own conclusions, I would have been there to help him when the truth finally mattered. Instead, I lost 15 years trying to save him 5. Here is what no one teaches about honesty. Being honest is not just about telling the truth. It is about telling the truth in a way that can actually be received. Honesty without empathy is cruelty. Honesty without timing is impatience. Honesty without relationship is judgment. Real honesty requires all three. I have seen people destroy relationships while hiding behind the phrase, "I'm just being honest." Truth is not a shield against consequences. There is a difference between honesty and venting, a difference between telling the truth and dumping it, a difference between speaking because someone needs to hear it and speaking because you need to say it. The real question is not, is this true? The real question is, will saying this right now in this way actually help? If the answer is no, then the honesty is serving you, not them. Some truths must be spoken immediately. If someone is in danger, you speak. If there's abuse, you speak. Safety always overrides timing. But most truths are not emergencies. They are developmental. They need space, patience, and time. Richard eventually divorced. Years later, he reached out and said he was sorry he could not hear the truth then, and I told him I was sorry I had said it then. We rebuilt something real, though you cannot recover lost years. What we have now is built on a different honesty, one that waits, one that listens. At 81, I have learned that being right is not the same as being helpful. Some truths need time to become useful. The most powerful truth is the one that is invited, not imposed. Sometimes the most honest thing you can do is stay present and silent until silence is no longer what is needed. If you are holding a hard truth about someone you love, ask yourself why you want to speak it. Ask whether the timing serves them or just your conscience. Because the goal of honesty is not to be right. It is to be helpful. Truth without timing is pain. Truth with timing is transformation.